Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of the different fields in accounting. Businesses that are large and small, they need accountants in order to ensure that both the internal and the external users have the information that they need in order to be able to make informed decisions. Typical functions that accountants perform might be the preparation of financial statements, tax return preparation, auditing, and consulting. And there are two general fields of accounting which focus on the needs of different users. So we have financial accounting, which is concerned with keeping the business's records and preparing financial statements. And that right now, that is the focus of our study right now in this course. So in ACTG04A, that is our focus is on financial accounting and keeping the business's records and maintaining the financial statements. Another area of accounting is dealing with what they call managerial accounting, also called management accounting. That serves the internal users of the business by preparing specialized reports that assist in decision making within the organization. They focus more on things that would be helpful to those inside the organization. So looking at costs, budgets, strategic plans, those sorts of things is what managerial accountants, what they're concerned about. And later on, if you are a business major working on your associate's degree for transfer degree, you will take a managerial accounting course. And you'll either have it with me or you might have it with another instructor. But that is something. And so for us, that's accounting 4B is the managerial accounting. And so that would be the next step after this course. That would be, but again, you can see there that they both deal with different types of users. Financial is looking more towards internal users, whereas managerial is looking more, or financial is external users, and managerial is more for things for internal users. Now, financial accounting accountants can be employees or they can work for an accounting firm that services many businesses. So you might, maybe if you're a smaller business, you might hire a bookkeeping firm to do all of your financial accounting for you. A lot of your larger companies, they would have somebody within an organization that is dealing with the accounting. But managerial accounting, the management consultants are often going to be the employees of the business. And again, we can see there in the table, we see that under financial accounting, that financial accounting is involved with recording the financial transactions and summarizes them into periodic statements for external users. And the emphasis is on objectivity and on the source documents, whereas within managerial accounting, you're providing information for managers and other internal users, and the emphasis is going to be on satisfying management needs. There are different types of education that is required within the accounting field. So you may decide later on that, you know what, I really like this and I want to study, continue to study this more and go to school. So there's some different things that you can get. Obviously for you, it might be limited, but it might not be, just depending upon, your personal situation that you find yourself in. But you do have to have, some kind of training and education to work within the accounting field and the finance field. And some of the common examples of accounting certifications that are recognized in the United States are as follows. So we have certified public accountants or CPAs, and those are people, what most people, companies will engage with a CPA to do a lot of their work for them. There's what's called a certified internal auditor or a CIA, and that's looking internally within the organization and helping them. So that's a certification you could get. A certified management accountant or a CMA, that's somebody that's looking at doing management accounting within an organization. There's a certified payroll professional or a CPP, that's somebody that they are really, they really like running the payroll and being in charge of payroll, and they want to, gain a professional certification in that and being able to help either the company that they work at or help other businesses providing payroll services. There's a certified bookkeeper or a CB. You can become a certified bookkeeper, either to be a bookkeeper for your own business that you're working in, or to work, maybe work with an accounting firm and be the bookkeeper, within that, doing for a lot of people. Another one is what's called a certified fraud examiner, or a CFE. And a certified fraud examiner, they're looking at fraud within the organization. And so a company might hire them or to do fraud investigations, for example. And one thing I will say, because they don't have a slide for it, are that the practice of accounting for one single organization is private accounting. So if you're only doing it for one organization, it's private accounting. A company's bookkeeping is typically an example of private accounting. The company's bookkeeper is responsible for recording accounting transactions and compiling accounting information in the financial statements, and then they work only for that company. So somebody that works within a company. Now, public accounting involves providing services such as auditing or tax advice to different companies or individuals. And generally, the CPA designation is what's needed to work in public accounting. They really want that. But they may hire other people. He may have a CPA, and then he might have people under him that help him with different areas as well. So, but that is something to be aware of, is there's people that do accounting specific within their organization that they are employed for, or if it's their own business. And then there's people that do it as a service for other people. And obviously, if you're doing it public accounting, there's a lot more, licensure requirements, education requirements, anything like that, providing services to the public. Even one of the things that, maybe you might look into even is doing, like, providing taxes. There's a lot of things, either to do taxes for individuals or for companies. And there's a lot of things you have to do in order to do that legally. And of course, some of these things do require a background check, do require, that kind of a thing as well. So again, but just don't count that out to say that you couldn't do it, because again, we don't know, you might be able to do it. But the field of accounting that is concerned with preparing the financial statements for external users is called financial accounting, managerial accounting, certified accounting, or chartered accounting. And it's financial accounting is for external users. We said that internal users was managerial accounting.